Bore-da, welcome to our Palm Sunday worship. This coming Sunday, we remember the day that Jesus rode into Jerusalem riding on a donkey. The crowd shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." However, some people in the crowds were not so happy to see Jesus. Let's find out what happened as we hear the story about the donkey that no one could ride.
The Donkey That No One Could Ride by Anthony DeStefano. There once was a donkey, young, weak, and small, so weak he could carry nothing at all. Even when children sat on his hide, he'd wobble and tumble and fall on his side. No matter how much he tried or he cried, this was a donkey that no one could ride. He couldn't haul stones. He couldn't dig ditches, or carry rich men with their big bags of riches. He couldn't pull carts with huge bales of hay. Just lifting a feather would make his legs sway. No, this donkey was useless, no good at all. Too puny, too shaky, too scrawny, too small. Now the donkey's owner was quite mean and tough. He said to the donkey, "I've had quite enough." He pointed his finger and said with a huff, "You can't lift a person, no matter how light, so take all your things and get out of my sight. Go away from here, donkey, go away and just hide. What use is a donkey that no one can ride?" So the donkey was led to the far edge of town, pulled by his neck with his head hanging down. He was tied to a post on a small dusty road, and left all alone while his tears overflowed. Left all alone and wondering why. He was born to be weak and born to be shy, and born to be frightened, and born to cry. Just then 2 men appeared alongside the post in the village where the donkey was tied. They came without warning on that fateful day. They came and untied him and took him away. The donkey was frightened. He said to the men, "Where are we going?" and then said again, "Where are we going? And what about me? Please leave me alone and just let me be." "Keep quiet," the men said. "We mean you no harm. Just follow us quickly. No cause for alarm." They walked on for miles and miles until they got to a town at the foot of a hill. At the foot of the hill stood a man tall and thin, wearing a cloak with a beard on his chin. He had eyes that seemed sad and longish dark hair, and a voice soft and gentle that floated on air. He said to the donkey, "It's time that you knew about the great thing that you're destined to do. You'll carry me into the city, we two. Into the city I'll ride atop you." "What's that you say?" cried the donkey with dread. "There's simply no way. You've been misled. I'm just a small weakling. You must go ahead and look for another to take you instead. You see, I'm just hopeless ever since I was born. I've been subject to insults and teasing and scorn. My back's somewhat crooked, my legs aren't strong. I'm just a big failure who does everything wrong." "Won't you believe me?" the sad donkey cried. "Just leave me alone and cast me aside. I'm just a poor donkey that no one can ride." The man looked at him with a face that was wise, with a warm, tender smile and love in his eyes. And then in a calm and mysterious way, he opened his mouth and started to say, "My help is enough. It's all that you need. It's all you require in life to succeed. The weaker you are, the more strength I give. I'll be there to help you as long as you live. I know you feel tired and frightened and broken, but do you believe these words that I've spoken? Do you believe, I ask you again? Do you have faith I can heal you, my friend? For some reason, the donkey was sure that he knew the words the man spoke were honest and true. They were said with such kindness and caring and love, as if they came from heaven above. The donkey burst out, "I believe that it's true. I believe," he repeated. "I believe, yes, I do." The man stretched his hand out and closed both his eyes. And then, to the little donkey's surprise, he felt a sensation he couldn't control, from the top of his head right down to his soul. All of a sudden, he realized that now his body was stretching and changing somehow. Most amazing of all, at that very hour, the donkey began to sense he had power. He didn't feel small or weak any longer. Instead, he felt stronger and stronger and stronger. He could feel in his body the energy flowing. He could see with his eyes that his muscles were growing. His back felt like iron. His legs felt like steel. His chest felt so strong, it just couldn't be real. "It's a miracle, the donkey cried out. A miracle beyond any doubt." In order to show all the thanks that he felt, the donkey bowed his head down and knelt in front of the man who had made him so strong, with a beard on his chin and hair that was long. The man looked upon him with sorrowful eyes, then sat on his back and told him to rise. "We're bound for that city that's west of the hill. I have a great mission I need to fulfill." The donkey got up, his tears had all dried. With big bulging muscles he started to stride. No longer a donkey that no one could ride. Now he had courage and power and pride. He started to stride, he started to run. He couldn't believe he was having such fun. With a clippity-clop and a clippity-clop, he kept right on going with no need to stop. But as they drew near to the gate of the town, the donkey could hear a very strange sound. The curious noise made him perk up his ears. What could it be? It sounded like cheers. Soon crowds of people came into sight, shouting and waving their arms with delight. They were cheering the man and giving him praise, yelling hosannas and crying hoorays. It was amazing to see the love they expressed. They called him a prophet and said he was blessed. In front of the donkey they threw with their arms flowers and garments and branches and palms. They laid all these down and started to sing, calling the man a savior and king. The donkey was happy, gone were his tears. Never had people sung in his ears. Never was there a moment so sweet as carrying a king with palms at his feet. And all his life after, the donkey rejoiced that the king had made such a wonderful choice. To help with the greatest mission of all, the king used a donkey, young, weak, and small. So every year at Easter time, renew your hopes again. Remember how a little faith can give you strength, and then gather all your friends around and tell the tale of when a tiny donkey carried God into Jerusalem.
I hope you enjoyed the story. Let's spend a moment thinking about that week. It started with a great parade. Everyone was singing and shouting that Jesus was someone special, that he was the Son of God. However, later that week, the religious leaders who didn't like Jesus spread rumours and made the crowd shout that they wanted Jesus dead. They created so much fuss that Jesus was killed by the Roman soldiers. What they didn't realise was that this was all part of God's plan. Jesus would come back to life and the world would be changed.
Thank you, Mrs. John and Mrs. West, for your readings this morning, and hope you've enjoyed the story in the assembly so far. We're now going to sing an absolute classic song that is perfect for Palm Sunday coming up in 2 days' time. We have a king who rides a donkey.
We have a king who rides a donkey. We have a king who rides a donkey. We have a king who rides a donkey, and his name is Jesus. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen early in the morning. Trees are waving a royal welcome. Trees are waving a royal welcome. Trees are waving a royal welcome for the king called Jesus. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen early in the morning. We have a king who cares for people. We have a king who cares for people. We have a king who cares for people, and his name is Jesus. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen early in the morning. What shall we do with our life this morning? What shall we do with our life this morning? What shall we do with our life this morning? Give it up in service. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen early in the morning. We have a king who rides a donkey. We have a king who rides a donkey. We have a king who rides a donkey, and his name is Jesus. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen. Jesus, the king is risen early in the morning.
Hi boys and girls! I got my special donkey mask today for Palm Sunday worship. It's just me, Reverend Wendy. I just got my donkey mask though. It's very special because you've been learning all about when Jesus rode into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday on a donkey. And it was a very happy day. They were all shaking their palm branches and singing Hosanna, and they were all happy to see Jesus, and it was a very happy day. But we know, don't we, that the Easter story, it had happy times and it had sad times. We know on Good Friday when Jesus died on the cross, it was a sad time. But we know 3 days after Good Friday, on Easter Sunday, when we have our Easter eggs as a sign of new life, we know Jesus came to life again on Easter Sunday, and everybody was happy. But in the Easter story, we have happy times and sad times, and maybe some of you are going through some sad times now. Maybe you're feeling a bit worried and sad, and maybe you know somebody who's worried or sad. So we're going to say a special prayer today for the sad times and maybe people who are a little bit worried. Let's pray together. Dear God, sometimes we don't understand it when difficult or sad things happen. Help us to remember that you are always there for us. Thank you that you always care. Please help us to trust you. Amen. And I think it would be lovely today if we said that special prayer that Jesus taught us. Let's say it together, shall we? The Our Father prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Well, boys and girls, it's been lovely to be with you and say some prayers on Palm Sunday. Keep smiling, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Reverend Wendy, for that lovely prayer to close our worship. Before we do finish, here is a lovely photo from one of our younger pupils of a palm leaf that was drawn a few days ago. So have a little look. What a lovely photo. And that's the end of our first week of worships. We really hope you've enjoyed watching them and taking part. Thank you very much for tuning in, and don't forget they are still available. So if you've missed any of them or want to watch them again or want to watch part of them again, they're all accessible via our YouTube channel. We really do look forward to next week's worships. We have 3 as usual on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, all around the theme of Easter as we enter Holy Week. And then we have our extra special one, which will go out on Easter Sunday morning itself. And that promises to have quite a few little surprises and treats for you to make Easter Sunday that extra bit special in these trying times. Please, please, please send in photos, videos. We want as many as we can of things you'll be getting up to. Anything to do with Easter, Easter crafts, Easter cooking. We've had loads already, which is fantastic. But we really want lots more because we've got a little feature coming up in our Easter Sunday worship. But we're going to finish our session today with 2 icing pop songs. First one coming up is going to be You Make Me Sing. And then we're going to have my absolute all-time favourite song from Icing Pop, Stars, to finish the week off. So get your singing voices on, get your action moves out, and enjoy the sing. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. God bless, and see you on Monday. Goodbye.